Hi guys, it's Lydia from Earthspoke Farms. We've been getting some questions about how to grow dahlias on your home garden. You know, we do that on a large scale at the farm, and so we're going to take what we know from growing 50 rows of dahlias, and we're going to take it to our own home garden. Corey and I are here with our girls, and we're going to be setting up these garden beds, filling them up with dirt, compost, and showing you how to plant a tuber in your own home garden.
Here you can see Corey setting up our garden beds. We just picked these up on Amazon. The brand is Veggie Garden. They've been a really great option for us. You may notice as you're watching this video that we're taking turns with different tasks, jumping in and out. That's what life is like right now with a toddler and a baby.
So you can see here we have some garden beds that we have set up. We put it at a spot where we're going to have full sun all day long because we live in a pretty cool environment, so full sun is great for our dahlias. And we've got these garden beds that we just got off of Amazon, and we're gonna be filling these up. We've already put down some cardboard and just some wood from a fallen tree, and we're gonna put wood chips down and some compost from the farm, as well as, of course, potting soil. So this is kind of our way of showing how you can fill up a bed without breaking the bank. Of course, we have some resources from the farm that we are tapping into, but you know, all these things, you know, you could use yard waste, compost. You can buy compost from your local nursery, you know, but you don't have to fill your beds to the top all with potting soil.
Putting in some coconut coir, which is just from the outside of the coconuts. This is stuff that we use for tuber storage, and so we have plenty left over. So I'm just using it as just an extra moisture level to help our beds stay nice and moist.
So right now we're adding a good layer of compost to our garden beds, and that is just to really improve the soil health, add nutrients. It's going to be one of the easiest ways to amend the soil to make sure that it is just full of all that goodness for our tubers to grow into beautiful plants. You are adding compost from the farm. You can always get compost, like bags of compost, at your local nursery, or you can just find some other local resource, or even better, make your own.
For tubers, for specifically dahlia tubers, they love full sun. So if you're able to give that to them, here in our climate where it doesn't get too scorching hot, they can be in full sun all day. If you have higher temperatures during the midday and in the afternoon, you may want to put them somewhere where they get afternoon shade. That really helps with the overall health of the plant. They also, because they are tubers and they're pushing, their ultimate goal of a dahlia is to make more tubers. You want to have nice, well-draining soil so that they're not sitting in water, which is part of the reason why we placed, we kind of did a little bit of a lasagna. You know, we got logs and then wood chips and then compost, so that when we water them, the water can really absorb all the way through. You don't want them just sitting in like a clay type soil. You really want that good draining, well draining soil.
All right, you guys ready to plant some dahlias?
Yep.
All right, we're gonna plant our tubers today.
I'm ready.
You're gonna help me?
Yeah.
You see it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do this one.
This is one of the tubers we're gonna be planting today. This one is honeymoon, and as you can see, This is where we've written the name, or the abbreviation for the name. This is the body of the tuber. This is where we'll have more roots growing. This is the neck. This is the crown. And on the crown we can see some eyes that are already sprouting up.
This one. And this
And
one.
you have one with some eyes?
Yeah.
Okay. The eye is where your plant is going to actually grow. And as long as the neck is not broken and we have a nice body to it, we know it's going to grow because it has a good eye.
Yes.
Adding some potting soil, and we're going to put these in the ground.
Okay.
Just laying each tuber about 12 to 18 inches apart, giving them plenty of room to grow into clumps underground.
Okay.
So I'm ready to plant some tubers. I have my tuber, I have a shovel, and I'm going to go about 6 inches deep.
Pick up.
And I'm just going to plant it horizontally,
I see.
aiming to have that eye pointing up. Either way, it's going to find its way to the sun. And there we go.
There. Yeah. Look at this.
Even a 2-year-old can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pick on. What?
Can you put that in?
Yeah. Okay.
There you go.
Need this.
Cover it.
Cover it.
So you're going to plant your tuber, and then if you buy from us, you'll get these cute little plant markers with our logo on them, and that way you can know where you planted your dahlia, because it's going to take a week or two before you see it start to sprout, so you might not know where it is. When you get your tubers in the mail, they are ready to plant, so we recommend having your beds, your soil, wherever you're going to plant, you want that to be ready, because you want to be able to plant your tubers 24-48 hours after your package arrives in the mail. Once they're planted, you don't need to water them until you start to see a sprout.
I got my shovel. My shovel.
Thanks for watching and happy planting.